Howdy y'all. In this video, I begin my journey as the first farmer in my family, and there's a twist. I took out a $500,000 farm loan that I got paid back in 2 years. Will I make it big, or will I go broke? Watch to find out, folks. Howdy y'all, welcome to something new. This is my adaptation of First Gen Farmer. We started with the loan of $500,000. I purchased some plots, this one being one of them. It's already pre-cultivated. Other side of this tree line, there's a little bit of one. Right here, and this big stretch right here. But that's not all, because up here at the end of this asphalt we got ourselves a patch of trees that we're going to turn into our homestead. Shut it off, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these trees down. Oh, dear. Rent a tree mulcher for a skid steer and take care of the stumps that way, but we're probably going to have someone haul out these trees for us, because this is going to be a lot of work. Now, how about we get to it, folks? Just before I get started, I want to show you. This is technically one plot, but previous owner split it in two, or they only cut out spots for 2 fields and then left a line of trees, and then this is its own plot, and this. It was just over $250,000 for this amount of land. I'm running on hard economic difficulty, and we threw in precision farming as well. Now, let's get on up to the dealership and get things sorted out for our equipment. $57,850 later. Alright, we're all locked and loaded. I do have to say this. I had to spend another $1,100 for this chainsaw. Other than that, got everything perfectly fine. Now, I say perfectly fine, and I got this mess going on, but let's just roll with it. See you guys back at the farm. Now, I do know I'm going to be cutting an awful lot of wood, and I'm probably going to have to wait for them to take in batches. I am leaving a little bit of a border, just a tree border between my land and my neighbors. So far, got a very small hunk out of our huge forest. I might not do it all today, but I'm at least going to work on quite a bit of it. Well, better get back to it. So here we have it. This is about as far as I got before they filled up. They're only doing the one load today because they just want to do a little bit of a test, see how good my lumber is. Or my timber is. I personally don't know or care. It is what it is. But let's hop on over and quickly get to it on grinding these stumps. We should be getting paid here shortly. They said they'd be at the sawmill by 11 o'clock. So I'm pretty much just gonna stall with y'all and see about it. Any second now. We're at 188,000 right now. Let's hope we can make it to... Is it wrong to ask to be at 200,000 again? Come on. I need that paycheck. Come on. Oh. We got paid a lot. We almost made 300,000. Let me shut this off and let's see real quick. Okay, here's the proof. I'm on hard mode. Skip over to the wood price. Where's the wood at? Oh, right here. Oh. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to call them and see if maybe they could do another load. If not, we're gonna have to see if next month they can do it for us, and hopefully it'll be same price, because that is wonderful news. So Beans, they're taking, oh, there goes the sign. Beans, the log transport crew, is taking a bit of a company lunch break, union style after all. I'm just gonna go get some farm equipment. That way we can actually get our field work started. So equipment's a bit expensive around here. $82.30 is the cheapest thing I could find. Everything around here is custom order, and means we got big fields. I can't really afford to waste any time, so I had to go with the biggest, cheapest planter, and we are going to be starting with corn. So I am going to have to come back up here with the skidder and get some seed and fertilizer. So y'all think this looks bad? Yeah, I'm pretty close to clipping that into the cab of the truck. So yeah, this is beyond interesting. Well, it's 1 o'clock, and as you can see, cleared out a bit more. I did make a bit of an outline. I already grinded out the stumps while I was waiting for the check to come through. We got 107,000 from that load. So price did somewhat go down, I guess, unless I don't know. Maybe the type of wood we brought in. Maybe this stuff was not as good. It wasn't exactly a full load than what we did last time, but it is what it is. I reckon hop in the truck and go get some seed, fertilizer, and soil samples. Oh wait, I already got soil samples in the truck, so I'm gonna hop down to the end of the lane road and we'll get going. So with the soil samples and the seed and fertilizer, we spend roughly 31 grand, and I did forget I need to rent a fertilizer buggy for doing lime, and also doing some fertilizer just to get the pH and nitrogen up, because they run what's called precision farming out here in Alma. So they can't just rent me one, they have to sell me one. They don't have a co-op in this town, so I guess it is what I have I have to do what I have to do. Now, that cost me 30 grand for this, plus another $1,400 for the full load of lime. Now, I did save the bags. That way, if I have any spare from pouring it out on the fields, I'll just take care of it that way. I'm going the wrong way. I need to go this way. So, if I have any left after finished up with what we're going to plant as corn, I'm going to save it in a bag or two, whatever, and then we'll get to fertilizing. Drop that nitrogen on the ground, and afterwards we'll get started planting. We're going to get started with this one right here, and I gotta admit, I do like how far it goes. I chose this one over an actual buggy because this one can spread it out pretty far. But I am consuming an awful lot. I might have to go up for some more. I'm missing some. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully we do good. So I kind of ran out. And I'm not completely done with the field. So I'm definitely going to need another round. Probably another full hopper full. Great. I got this thing set on automatic. I got all the numbers punched in on my screen. It's set to exactly what it needs to plop out, and let's just say this field is quite thirsty for lime. Let's hope it's not too thirsty for its nitrogen. This field I'm working on right now is mostly silty clay mixed with loam near the road. And then the other field is going to be mainly silty clay. But that one up there is loam and I think sandy loam. Let me double check. Loamy sand, sandy loam, and loam. So this one's seed rates are going to absolutely suck, and so is this one. But, well, let's see what we could do with the rest of this lime real quick. Perfect. Just about a bag left. So I'm going to get this unloaded up by where we're going to have our homestead, and I suppose we're going to get to dropping some nitrogen down. Well, actually, instead of that, I'm just going to spread the rest of it here. Like I feared, it is pretty thirsty. We had a bag and a half of fertilizer yet, from what we brought with the trailer anyway. I'm probably going to need to go get some more. Well, I'm 100% probably going to need some more. No probably about it. I should probably stop saying that. Or probably not. This field was a bit spotty for what it needed, but I guess I can't complain. I guess we better get planting now. I'll just unhook her right here. Yeah. Like I thought, pretty flippin' bad. We aren't even hardly into this field, and already 95%. Good thing I bought 4 bags of seed. full headland around and got down to 74%. My guess is we'll have to refill at least once. I got a friend of mine to come over here. He's finishing up planting on the one field. Oh, he sent me a text saying he's out of seed. Alright. Anyway, I already got logging crew to come out and get a bunch of trees. I'm cutting down the rest of them for him to grab. Let me go deal with Kevin real quick. As I was saying though, I called Kevin over here because I wanted to get this done. Beans price of wood is... Whoa, you were hiding in there? Beans price of wood is pretty darn high for selling. I wanted to get this done, so we're gonna get this done and hopefully we can do the other field ourselves. So we're at 3 o'clock. Just got the last of it sold. Just getting on planting. I had Kevin go home. We're gonna be taking care of the rest of this ourselves now that all that lumber is out of the way. I'm thinking just get a headland out of the way and then we'll be out of this ditch. Oh, so while I wait for the construction company to finish bringing in gravel and hopefully quickly build our house, I'm just gonna do a house, gravel, everything can sit outside for the time being because there is something in town I kind of want to purchase, which is that corn dryer. I can work with the dealership. They do have combine rentals I can use. They can rent out 9600s, but that's about it. And certain headers for it, but that's what we could do for harvest. And as for weeds, I'm just gonna do a quick spray. Don't look like anybody's came yet, but day's still early and they said they should be done by 5 o'clock. We'll see about that. Ah, shoot. Probably just one more bag ought to do, I hope. So this right here is the corn dryer for the town of Alma. Instead of building my own, I talked to the owner, and for 100,000 I could own this. So honestly thinking about doing just that. And just to make ourselves a little extra cash, I plan on doing some fertilizing contracts because I will need the extra cash now that the money for all the construction went through. This field actually turned out... Sorry about that, y'all. Camera kind of cut out on me, but got her going again. So I want to show you guys this real quick. Yes, we're right next to the railroad tracks, but nothing I could do about the sticks and debris. We were in what was a forest, or a little bit of timberline. This is our supposed house for the moment. I already had them bring out what decorations and other stuff I'd like. Best part is, comes furnished. Ooh. I actually kind of like it. Oh, close that. That's my bathroom. Nothing fancy. Oh, not too bad, right, folks? Now, let's go ahead and unload the lime and get started with fertilizing plot number 9 over yonder. Some big dairy farmer needs it fertilized. So, according to my map, this is field plot 9. Alrighty. Whatever the map says, I guess. Oh. Well, see you guys whenever she's done. Well, there's 9 grand. Now, try to find my way back home. We're pretty much up to almost exactly what we were. Let's take the drainage ditch way home, because I think that might be faster. Apparently that's what they call rye around here. Interesting crop, I hadn't seen it before. So I know this is a bit of a twist, but we got a side quest to go on. The farmer we ended up doing that for is tearing down all of his buildings, and he has some bales he just wants to get rid of. He asked me if I wanted to pretty much take them. So let's see if I can get them. And he told me whatever I can get for him, I get to pocket all that change. So, well, here they are. And what he said's true. He really did demolish everything, didn't he? So I got 30 bales loaded at the moment of hay. Still got quite a bit of hay over there, some silage and some straw. This is just the first load, but apparently there is a sell location at the livestock barn where they could really use everything that we got here, so let's go ahead and sell it all. Just about pretty much exactly 15 grand with something called the environmental score bonus or reward. Okay. Kind of interesting with how things are working around here, but I think I can get used to that. Learn something new every day, folks. And there's another 15 grand. This is kind of a little too easy. So this will be our final load of hay. It also has 2 bales of straw with it. And then we're going to get a handful of straw bales on the next load, along with as many silage bales as we can muster up on the load. Oh. Price is a little lower. I guess straw is a little bit less. I'm just gonna cut through here real quick, but it's still just over 15 grand. So we got 22 straw bales at the moment. Farmer said just do the silage bales separate because they were 180s instead of 240s. I guess he's talking about size whenever he says those numbers. I'm gonna have to look into that on what he means by those numbers. Well, just about 10 grand for that load. Oh well. So instead of being able to carry more of these smaller ones, I can only carry 30. Because these silage bales are just so much heavier than the hay or the straw. So, same amount, just a lot more mass to them. Just under 30,000. And I still got a full load, and then 4. Dang. This is gonna pay good. You know, between the trees fetching a hefty price and this farmer being so generous, like, he gave up dairy farming, so he no longer needed these bales. They were useless to him. And I guess he had to have known where to sell them. He has the tractor, he just doesn't have a trailer, maybe? I don't know. There's another 30,000. Sheesh. Now, nobody better tell the farmer how much I got for all these bales, because if he finds out, I might be in trouble. As in, I might have to pay him a good portion of the money I made. And as right as it would be to do, I kind of need the money at the moment. Got pretty much $4 grand for those 4 bales. Okay. Probably just under. Now that the side quest is over, how about we get to finishing this up? Next episode, we will take care of purchasing the corn dryer in town and see what else we can muster up along with planting these soybeans. You know, for the beginning episode, this is definitely going to be the longest for the sheer fact that I just remembered in the book for precision farming, it says you gotta take care of weeds, like spray pesticide, or not pesticide, herbicide after you plant. So we need to go buy a sprayer and take care of that real quick. So base package for one of these is 52,000. It was an extra 31 something for the spot and spray. So it's got special little cameras, so it can just use the herbicide in little spurts where it sees a weed. So in total, $91,500 for this sprayer. And then for the 2,000 liters of herbicide that's inside of it, we spent another $2,400. You know, I was just so excited about having pretty much $250,000, or dang near. But this sprayer just took it all, didn't it? Or at least once we buy the corn dryer next episode, then we're gonna be really down the drain. This thing's working like a dream. Haven't hardly had to use a liter yet. Although it looks like it is using it. We'll double check it next month, because this seems a little off, but at the same time, this is what the book tells me to do. So this thing is 28 meters wide, and the second thing that I think I've been forgetting to mention this whole video is I have 2 years to pay this $500,000 off. So this sprayer obviously was probably not a wise choice, even though I could use it for some spraying contracts. Well, folks, that does it for this episode. If you liked it, please hit that like button and do consider subscribing. I'll see all y'all in the next one. Goodbye.